On this episode, we review opening weekend of Epcot's Festival of the Arts. Today is January 16th, 2024. This is episode 633 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. You can also now find us on TikTok at MSM Podcast. And if you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, it can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
So today we are talking about Festival of the Arts. It opened on our daughter's birthday and she turned 16, so we couldn't be there on that day. So we were there the very next day on Saturday, January 13th.
Yeah, and it probably worked out well. It was pretty busy Saturday, but I know opening days, like, it's one of those things we really like to be there on an opening day, but at the same time, it's sometimes a disservice to you, our listeners, because one, it is very, very busy because that's when, you know, the media and all the vloggers and bloggers and podcasters and everybody's out. But more so, it sometimes does take Disney a little bit to get it right sometimes. Yeah. You know, we've been on opening days before where things didn't go so smoothly. They've gotten a lot better about it. And I will say, I think day 2 went very, very smooth. Now, there were still some lines and all, but
very much so.
One of the tips we've always given about Festival of the Arts, and I didn't seem to see it as much this year, except for the one booth at Craftsman's Courtyard that took a while. We've always said, be patient because they're creating art. You know, they are a lot of time making these a lot like on the spot for you when you order it, because they're taking the microgreen with tweezers and they're placing it in the perfect spot, and they're you know, and they don't want it to sit around and they don't want it to not be beautiful, because so much of the focus of this festival in the beginning, I feel like, was on the way the food looked. And now it's not only on the way it looks, but the way it tastes.
Absolutely.
This for me personally is my favorite festival.
Okay.
It continues to grow a little bit, but not enough for my taste. I hate the short run time. This only goes in through towards the end of February, right? It's about, I want to say it's about 40 days long.
Okay.
You know, and then we've got half a year of Flower and Garden and half a year of Food and Wine, it feels like. Yeah. Which are wonderful festivals, but I'd like to see Festival of the Arts get its due. I would love to see it run all the way up, maybe through at least even March. Give it 2 months, then take a week off, start Flower and Garden late March or even early April when things are really kind of starting to bloom, when the weather's getting nicer here in Florida. It's just, this doesn't get enough credit.
Okay.
And it's funny, I was actually texting with our good friend Olivia about why it's so short, because she's not going to get a chance to make it out this year.
Oh.
And she actually brought up a really good point about, you know, she wonders if it is due to the artists, because think about this too. These artists that have these booths, they're paying a lease of some sort to be there.
Yeah.
Right. So is it so much that they can't commit to more than a month? Or could Disney look at expanding this and saying, you know, we're going to do in blocks. This thing is 2 months long. You as an artist have 30 days, and then another artist can come in for 30 days. Are there not enough that are interested? Like, I would love to know the logistics of why this isn't longer, because it's so very good.
Yeah. I wonder, that you bring up a great point with that.
Yeah.
Because of seeing all the artists and they were actually there and stuff, which was really cool.
So I had no idea that Thomas Kincaid passed away 11 years ago at 54.
But we saw a guy.
We saw an older gentleman there. So I don't know what was going on. I did lots of Googling.
You did?
Yeah. because I was interested because I saw the guy sitting there and I was like, oh, is that Thomas Kincaid signing? And I looked up and it was like, I looked up Thomas Kincaid and it said passed away at the age of 54 in 2012. I'm like, well, that's a different Thomas Kincaid. So I said, Thomas Kincaid, artist.
Mm-hmm.
And then it still came up with the same dude.
Okay.
So I just didn't know that.
What happened to Googling? Did you?
That's what I Googled.
Did you get to the bottom of it?
No, I'm not like a private investigator or anything. I don't think it listed cause of death. But anyway, no. So, okay, let's start there though. Let's talk about the art.
Yeah.
And this is Flower and Garden is gorgeous, right? I mean, the topiaries and all are amazing.
Yeah.
Food and Wine.
I feel like I didn't see a ton of them though. I don't know. I feel like they were
for artists. Oh, what are you talking about? No, I'm talking about Flower and Garden. I'm trying to compare the decor for each.
Oh.
Because
the topiaries.
There's no topiaries here. That's Flower and
Okay.
Garden. But I love seeing the art.
Yeah, I do too. I really do too. But I think if you're talking like, I like the topiaries.
Topiaries,
more.
as far as decor and design, I can see that.
And the flowers.
Yeah.
And the beautifulness of across the landscape, where this is just like tents and art.
I do wish they would do something more creative with the tents. I can't agree with that.
Well, they have to close them up at night,
I
and then
know.
if it rains and everything like that.
But you also have vendors that come out for Flower and Garden, for Food and Wine, that are selling everything from art to topiaries to, whatever else. Basin, of course, is always there. I do wish they could give a little bit more of a permanent fixture.
Basin wasn't there though.
No, not this year. But I'm talking about in general, like they're usually there. Yeah, I love this festival through and through. I think the weather plays a major, major part.
Mm-hmm.
I like being in Epcot and not just sweating to death while I'm eating food.
Yeah.
And it is Florida, so stuff is crazy, but you're almost guaranteed during International Festival of the Holidays and Festival of the Arts to have pleasurable weather for dining on food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the scavenger hunt this year and the prize. We did not get a scavenger hunt map. Maybe we still will, but because we're going to be back, shockingly, possibly two to three more times before this is over for such a short run. It's actually kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Talk about what the prize is this year for completing the
Figment,
scavenger hunt.
right? Finding Figment, the pictures, the
yep.
paintings.
You always find the art of Figment, and he's put into basically you'll see Scream or Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
But it includes Figment.
Yeah, that's right. So it is finding Figment, and then the prize this year is a little Mickey
we
Figment.
call them a figurine?
I guess
right?
a
Kind
figurine,
of like a figurine
that you can paint.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only a few colors.
Yeah.
So, like a clay. Would it be clay? Like a clay, not a clay pot, but
it's in that sense. I think those were, I feel like those were made of some sort of plastic. We didn't get our hands on them, but you think it's like clay? You think it's ceramic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then I might want one. Let's get one next time. Let's paint them.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
I'll let Kaylin
one of my
paint
favorites. I can look at it right now. In our office it was in a small can. It looks like a small paint can, and it was a puzzle.
Oh,
it was a Figment puzzle.
Yeah. We never put it together.
No, I think we did once.
We did.
We're going to put it together as soon as
No, we're not.
We're probably not. Anytime we say we're going to do something as soon as an episode is over, we never do it. Normally we're like, we're going to watch this. We're going to make this food. We're going to put together a Figment puzzle. And we never do it. Just that's a little behind the scenes of Main Street Magic. But there's lots of entertainment. There is the art defying gravity, and I'll be honest, we're sitting down with no notes in front of us other than the menus. We're just kind of going off the cuff here because we had a wonderful day and a half trip.
Yep.
We stayed the night at Spring Hill Suites over at Marriott Village, which you can all go through mainstmagictravel.com. You can book these through them.
Yep.
This is actually a really, just to go off tangent a little bit here, this is a great area. This is the second time we stayed over here. There's a courtyard, there's a Fairfield Inn, and there is a Spring Hill Suites, all owned by Marriott, of course. And it's literally called Marriott Village.
Yep.
It is behind a security gate, kind of.
Kind of. There's no security.
No,
but
no
there's
security
a gate
guard.
that you have to pull up.
Yeah.
And it rises.
But free breakfast.
Yep.
In all of them, and it's a decent enough
Not
breakfast.
all of them.
Not all of
No.
Which one does not have it? The courtyard, correct?
I think so, because Literally, they'll put signs out that'll say stop if you're from the courtyard. Like, go away, basically.
Well, there's really nothing stopping you is the unfortunate part.
Not.
But and honestly, this Spring Hill Suites room is really good. I mean, it's in the name. Spring Hill Suites. So as soon as you walk in, there's actually, in our layout, of course, this could be mirrored. On the left is a couch, which folds out into a queen-size bed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a TV.
Mm-hmm.
To your right, there is a desk and chair for working. There is a microwave, larger than normal fridge, no freezer or anything. And then...
Sink too, right?
No, not in that section.
No, there wasn't.
But then you walk into the bedroom portion, which is very open. And there are 2 full beds is the only real downfall.
Yeah.
If you're used to sleeping in something bigger, especially if there's 2 of you, full bed is tiny.
Yeah.
But a very comfortable bed.
Yeah.
Then you go to the bathroom area. There is a sink.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind closed door is your toilet and your shower.
Yep.
There's decent looking in the middle of the whole thing is a pool. There's tons of food on site. Like we actually had food last evening, got some pizza and fries and onion rings and all that were super good. This is a good area, and it is basically near the outlets, almost directly across I-4 from Disney Springs area resorts. So it is a quick drive or Uber or Lyft.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I don't know if they have shuttles or not, but off property, you're going to be hard pressed to use the shuttles anywhere.
Yeah.
Even at Disney Springs. We love Drury, right?
Right.
But even trying to use the shuttle at Drury is really, really difficult.
Right.
Because of the times. They're very set times. They're not going to get you for the rope drop. They're not going to get you for park close. So just something to note. But mainstmagictravel.com. I see this as a place where, especially if you're coming from overseas, United Kingdom and all, that will come down for 2 weeks normally at a time. I could see utilizing one of these because it is a larger room. It's got stuff like the microwave, the larger fridge. You can get vacation grocery delivery to bring you all your snacks. Breakfast is handled.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that many times. Yep. This morning I stayed back and I showered and all, but you 3 went down for breakfast this morning at easily $12.99 a plate on Disney property.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
So 4 people, $13. That's what, $52 every morning you could save.
Yep.
All right, let's go back to Festival of the Arts, the farts.
Okay.
How about the Broadway concert series? For the first time ever, we caught a little glimpse of it that they do. And
that was super cool.
Yeah, Broadway Stars. This is an American Gardens Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they have everybody from Frozen to Aladdin. I believe they have some of the folks from Lion King.
Nobody that I recognized except...
No, we don't, except for last night.
And
I've never seen an outside of Broadway specific show. Now, maybe she does do something on Broadway, but that's not how she was listed.
No.
Who was it?
It was the mom from the newest Freaky Friday. And I really love that newest movie.
It's my favorite version of Freaky Friday. It's the Disney Channel musical specific one.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I mean, it was Disney Channel, but it's the musical. It's a straight up musical.
It is.
We should watch that after we're done.
No. We're going to watch Loki with our daughter.
We're going to try. Chuck, we're going to try and watch. Marchetti, we're going to watch some more Loki season 2. He keeps getting on to me about that.
Yeah.
But
he's not said anything. That's really good. Any spoilers? Anyways. So yeah, it was neat because I love that movie. And then when they change, she's like, look, why is my voice? And then she's like, look at my teeth, my horsey teeth. And that just makes me laugh. And it's so neat. And she's a great singer.
She is.
And when she sings Parents Lie, oh my God, I love that. She's so good.
Yeah, To the Sun. If you have not seen this version of Freaky Friday,
it's a great one.
It's on Disney Plus, and it's
watch it.
Outstanding. Actually, I do. I prefer it over. Well, I honestly don't know if I've ever seen the original one.
Are you serious?
And then, of course, we've got the Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan one, which I do enjoy very much.
Yeah.
But I have become such a fan of musicals.
Yeah.
That I love this.
It is really good.
Are you jealous about the girls tomorrow? because they're going to see Mean Girls, which is a musical now.
No, because I mean,
Well, it's been a musical on Broadway. And
I need to
off-Broadway,
work,
but
and
I know.
I've got a very long, busy day.
I want to see it though.
Are you gonna go?
No, I'm not going to go tomorrow, but I do want to see it when it comes to streaming or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I do too. But I'm not one to like. I'm not. I don't know. I liked Mean Girls, but I'm not. And people are gonna go. Oh, I'm not a Mean Girl lover. Like I've never like.
It's a cult following movie.
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But it is really, really
I liked
good.
it. And yeah, don't get me wrong.
And it's cast perfectly.
See, yeah.
Also, I've been hearing very good things about Wonka. And I've heard that Timothée Chalamet is outstanding as Wonka. And it's a musical, which is not very well advertised.
What podcast are we talking about doing today?
If you do want to hear more about the latest and greatest in movies and stuff, check out the Funnatics blog with Greg Gately, his wife Holly. They even have their kids involved. They're doing a lot of movie reviews over there. And so, yeah, go check them out and all. Greg also with Scott Atwood from the Main Street Mouse on the live podcast show. Go listen to that as well. You might hear a shout out to us on the last episode this week. But so there's entertainment. There's the Broadway series.
Yeah. So anyways,
and we got
back
to catch
that.
her, and it was so
she was
cool.
singing, and it was really neat, and I could hear it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that is like that. That's her, the voice. Like
you could so hear the voice.
It was amazing.
I loved it.
I did too.
They do dining packages as well.
They do.
I don't believe you're going to need one.
No.
So it's probably a time to save your money.
And I mean, it depends. It depends on the person too, I think. Like last
night. Tonight, Sunday now was two, I don't know if it's Anna and Elsa specifically, but it was two of the actors from Broadway version of Frozen. Yeah. That maybe gets a little bit more. I know the genie from Aladdin is one of the performers this year. But what does everyone really, really want to hear about with all these festivals?
The food.
The food.
Yay.
They do. So here's what we're going to do. We tried to have as much of the new food items that we could yesterday. And we're going to go through all the menus, but we're also going to talk about what we've had in the past, what we've enjoyed, as well as what we tried this year.
Yep.
We're going to start with the artist table, and this is in America. This is not new this year, but we got it. You thought we had it in the past. I swear we never have. What was that dish?
Yeah, and I don't remember it, so I'm assuming that we didn't. But it is the duck and dumplings. It is smoked duck breast, ricotta dumplings, baby vegetables, and a duck au jus for $7.25. And now we can go back to saying these are snack eligible because the dining plan is back for 2024.
It is.
So
yeah, I'll be super interested to hear about people's experience with it, and you know,
we still need
up,
to do one.
We'd really like to find a time that we can do it. It is much harder as pass holders and trying to get the whole package rate.
But if we stay for a night,
no, because I believe, and I could be wrong. John, go ahead and message me now. I believe it's a minimum of 2 nights.
Okay.
To get it, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong, John.
Okay.
Who, by the way, we did get to see John Self.
Yeah, it was good to see him.
Disney Food Guide. He is working his butt off to bring this incredible new site and everything to you guys. So make sure you check out disneyfood.guide. Go ahead and enter your email address, and you'll get updates on when it launches. But yeah, they're working really hard behind the scenes to get this thing going, and it's gonna beat everything else out there. I'm just gonna say it really, really is. What did you think
about
of this?
The duck and dumplings? I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good all together. The ricotta dumplings, they didn't taste like ricotta to me, but they did taste like cheese, just cheese, and they didn't taste like dumplings. They tasted like cheese patties. Is that
I would
the best way to explain it.
Yeah, I would almost compare it to like I'm trying to think of what I'll compare it to, like a potato latke, but without potato cheese. Does that make sense?
Okay,
seared on
does.
both sides, so very crisp on the outside, tender on the inside. But I would have never guessed this ricotta. It was more of almost like mozzarella stick, but without a heavy breading.
Yeah,
like it had more of a mozzarella flavor and consistency to me.
Okay,
but that duck was perfect.
It's really good.
The skin was super crispy. It almost had a bacon-like flavor, like a duck bacon. And yeah, I agree. Once you put everything together with the au jus or the duck jus, the duck and the dumplings, this was so delicious. The vegetables were fine. It was leek and carrots.
Baby carrot, yeah, and a leek. They were crunchy, so that wasn't overcooked, which is nice because I like a crunch because it's according to whoever they are. It's better for you when it's still a little crunchy like that.
Well, I think it keeps all the nutrients.
Yeah.
As opposed to overcooking it.
Something
If it
like
was
that.
soft, you lose a lot of the nutrients and the things that are good for you.
Yep.
They needed something like this on the dish just to give it kind of a pop of color with the orange carrots, but I don't think it was necessary to the dish.
Yeah.
But
we ate them both.
That duck was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
So like Rhonda said, on its own, duck, outstanding. On its own, dumplings, they're fine. Put them together, really, really great.
Yep.
They do have a hummingbird cake there. We did not have that.
It didn't look
It doesn't look
great.
delicious at all.
and it's called a hummingbird cake, and it is banana and pecan cake dipped in a cream cheese icing with caramel sauce and warm pineapple compote for $4.75, which is snack eligible as well. But I don't know. And then somebody had it, and I saw it, and I'm like, And I like banana, and I like pecan.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We could try it next trip.
We could try it.
Yeah. And as we talk about snack eligible, this is one of the things you want to think about is the price of it. You are much better off paying out of pocket for a $4.75 dessert
Correct.
than using one of your snack credits when we're going to get to some dishes that are definitely more expensive.
Absolutely.
So just something to keep in mind. Let's go to the Craftsman's Courtyard. This was the only...
I think my hair
your hair still smells like smoke. They are firing up the grills.
Literally.
They are, yeah. I mean, there is charcoal, there is flame. They are really, really cooking here. This was the only booth we had slight issue with as far as it took a little while to get our food. The cast member was super amazing, apologetic. She was walking through saying, did anybody have a beverage? Because let me get that for you now while you're waiting for the food. Again, grand scheme of things, not an issue at all. But
it is sad because Chuck did get the Jet Black Heart Nitro Oatmeal Stout, and he got the small one, the 6 ounce, for $5.75. He completely drank it.
Yeah, that was the only issue.
He got
because you'd
any
like to
food.
enjoy it with your meal because and we'll get to one specifically that paired very well with the food, and you would like to, kind of drink it with your food. 2 new items here. We got both of them.
Yes, we did.
What do we have here?
We have a grilled pork belly with salsa verde, broccoli rabe, pickled peppers, and a raclette cheese on grilled sourdough for $6.75. And then you have a grilled marinated steak with caramelized onions and mushrooms, a blue cheese fondue, and arugula on a grilled French roll for $7.
I'm going to start real quick at first and say that as you walk up here, you will be your nose. Your nose is going to go on a journey. The journey's going to start with going, oh, that fire and smoke and charcoal smells incredible. And then a second later, your nose is going to go, whose big toe is inside of my nostril that they've been walking around on their feet all day because it smelled like legit, like
I don't
cheese.
I don't even know if I'd say toe.
Like
it almost sounded trash or something. Like
it was like somebody put their foot
awful.
in cheese and then put that cheesy foot in a dumpster and then shot all of that up your nose. That cheese is so stinky and pungent. I don't know what they can do, but it's very close to off-putting while you're standing in line when you catch a whiff of the cheese.
It's very
It
true.
almost makes, and you're right, it smells like it smells like a straight up dumpster. It smells like a dumpster inside of a dumpster. It is disgusting. But the payoff at the end is worth it.
It's
What
really
did
good.
you think of the dishes? Let's start with the air quote pork belly.
Okay. I don't know why you're doing that because what do you call it? Just go ahead and tell
It was like
everybody.
a porchetta.
Okay.
It is a big slab of pork. Not even, I don't feel like was belly. It is then stuffed with some herbs and spices. It is rolled. It is tied, and it's put on a spit. and it is rotated and cooked over an open flame. No pork belly flavor at all, but that's okay.
It was really good,
outstanding.
though. It was really good. The broccoli rabe was really good. And it's so neat because they do have, just like they have in the Swiss.
The Alps booth with the raclette cheese.
Yep. They have that underneath, and it's starting to get warm, and then they just scrape it, and it slides right off onto this. And the grilled sourdough, everything was great. All the things together were complemented each other, and they were just great tasting. The grilled sourdough wasn't too soft. And the cheese was fantastic. It was just great. It was a really, really good dish. And for $6.75, that was actually on the less expensive side, I thought.
But very hearty, very
correct.
heavy. Good piece of the raclette cheese on top. I was watching, I've been binging Guy's Ranch Kitchen, Guy Fieri's, which first of all, I like, if there was some sort of like auction or something where you could go just hang out in his ranch kitchen with all these incredible chefs. We've seen Manit on there. Yeah. She's been on there a few times. There's one, I think it was Eric Greenspan, who I love him. He's incredible. He's hilarious. He was doing a raclette cheese, but Guy doesn't have a raclette cheese flame thing. Shockingly, he has everything else. So he went inside to the laundry room and got the iron, and he used the iron to heat up the cheese to use a raclette cheese. And it was just funny. But
that's weird.
I loved this dish. I'm not mad that it didn't have that pork belly, which you're used to, because the pork was so good. It was so tender.
Yeah.
Everything was super flavorful. The cheese, again, it smells like a dumpster. It tastes like heaven. And it had some of the brown on it. Like, I love a nice bubbly, like almost burnt cheese with that brown that starts to like form, and caramel. Oh my gosh, this was delicious. And then we move on to what I will call an elevated cheesesteak.
Yeah,
right?
That was really good.
Holy smokes.
The blue cheese fondue was great. This whole, I would go for sure. Again, get this again.
Yeah.
$7. The bun was enough on this little French roll.
So soft.
It was great. It wasn't overpowering the steak, and then there was enough steak and the caramelized onions and mushrooms, and then the blue cheese fondue. It was just, I would definitely get this again.
I loved it. I'd love like a full size portion of this on a quick service.
You get a couple of them.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah.
And being me now that teeters between liking mushrooms and not, and we'll talk about one of those dishes later. The mushrooms in this dish, to me, just added a perfect flavor of earthiness, but it wasn't overpowering in mushroom flavor.
Right.
And the texture, I didn't like bite into a mushroom and be like, oh, I don't like that texture. Like, I just thought this was perfect. This booth in general, and these two items could easily go best of the fest.
Yeah.
Like, and if we decide to make that list after a few more visits or whatever, I could see one of these two items, if not both of them, being up there in a top 10 out of everything that's here. It was super duper good. Next, we'll go on to Cuisine Classique. This is over in the area as you head over towards Test Track.
Why are we going here? We didn't eat here.
No, but we have in the past, because in the past we have done the beef Wellington. So there is a beef Wellington. It is mushroom, prosciutto, and puff pastry with a red wine demi-glaze for only $8.75. And we've enjoyed this in the past. Like, it's honestly the only beef Wellington I think either one of us have ever had.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to actually go to like a legit restaurant and get beef Wellington. They have cast iron roasted PEI mussels with sauteed tomatoes, garlic, and fresh herbs for $8. While we have not had this, Rana's not usually big on mussels. I'm okay with them in small portions, like if they're in a paella or something. But Touring Plans named this one of the dishes in there. If you were to only spend $50 at Festival of the Arts, they included this in it.
Wow.
All right, let's move on to Deco Delights. What is new this year?
Is their Neapolitan dessert trio. So it is a little chocolate tart, a vanilla bean cheesecake, and a strawberry mousse. And so this is if you're getting the stamps to get your cookie at the end. It's a little cookie and a little cup of something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But this is the Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine item for $5.50. It is beautiful. You've got a brown, dark, looking chocolate tart. The vanilla bean cheesecake is a bluish, beautiful little cheesecake
on top of a little shortbread piece of shortbread.
And then your strawberry mousse is, of course, pink and cute and strawberry. This was fantastic. There's a beer flight that Jeremy went ahead and got, and I guess it pairs well. So there's a Three Daughters Brewing Strawberry Blonde. There is a vanilla porter and then a milk stout. And these were all, you got the 6 ounces because the beer flight is $10.75. So they're all the 6 ounces of 3 of them. And then they had an espresso martini featuring Boyd and Blair potato vodka for $12. I got that.
How was that?
Fantastic. Very coffee-y though.
How were the chocolate covered espresso beans?
I did not like them at all. I did not.
You almost spit them out in the middle of the walkway.
Oh, well, I spit it
you spit it out in your hand and then ran to the trash can.
Yes, it was awful. I did not like it, but Allie did, and she ate all 3 of them. They dumped 3 of them into the cup. And it's a cute little cup that has the stem.
There's an issue though, right?
There is. They were falling down, and then Allie's got stuck. And
the chocolate covered bean.
Yeah.
Imagine a martini glass, but the stem, like you were saying, is open.
Yeah.
Right? So that liquid is in there as well. Well, the problem was the beans were plugging that up, and hers literally got stuck in there where she still had, espresso martini in that stem that she couldn't really get to because the bean had plugged everything up.
Yeah,
but
that's funny.
But I am glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
These, I will say, I don't really do beer anymore.
No,
but
you
I
don't.
saw the pairing and I was like, this seems like there's a reason. And there was. And while I think the 3 desserts I would have loved on their own, it was really good when you paired a sip of the beer that went with it and then had a bite of it. And I was telling John that, because he was saying, well, I wish there was more of this, but less of this, or we had 1 piece of this. And I said, honestly, I think it worked really well when you put them together. Like, I would like to see them. You remember with the, was it Food and Wine that had the, it was almost like the charcuterie cheese board?
Yes.
That paired with those different liqueurs. And they did a combination. You could get them separate, or you could order them as one, and you saved a little bit of money. I would like to see them do that with this.
I joked and said I would love to go, can I get a Neapolitan dessert, but can I just get
3 of the
all
cheesecakes?
3 cheesecakes?
That was your
please?
favorite?
Yes.
I actually think it was my
So
favorite now
good.
that I look back on it, but I actually really, really loved the chocolate tart. And I'm not a heavy chocolate strong everything chocolate guy.
It was very chocolatey.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
And what these 3 desserts reminded me of in size and flavor was desserts you would see on a Disney cruise, or for us personally, because we've been there the most, Kronos Club over at Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs. Those are the types of bites that you're getting at night, and I love getting 3 desserts in one here and having small bites of each.
Yes.
All right. We're going to move on to the deconstructed dish, and I'm going to do my best to not be salty because they dropped one of my favorite festival items ever, which was the deconstructed French onion soup.
Yeah.
It is no longer there. It was basically a giant ravioli filled with French onion soup, and it was what is still here, though, because we still like both of these dishes. We didn't do them this year yet, but we have always enjoyed them in the past.
Yep.
For the most part. The first one can be like the lamb chop with Australia at Food and Wine, where one time we had a miss, but we went back and we've had several hits ever since.
So it's a deconstructed BLT. It's pork belly, onion bread pudding, watercress, espuma, and tomato jam for $7.25. And then they have a deconstructed key lime pie. It is a flexible key lime curd, key lime mousse, graham cracker cake, and meringues. And this is also in the Colorful Walk. and it is $6.50. And this has always been good.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, it is.
Very
It's
good.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's really good. It's neat to taste everything together. It really tastes like a key lime pie.
I will say, when you talk about these dishes in the marketing photos that Disney puts out for Festival of the Arts, the dishes look just like them.
Oh, yeah.
Every other festival, it can be a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
What I meant to get, and I totally forgot about it when we were going by here, and I would like to do it next time, is the deconstructed strawberry mint julep with bourbon for $12.
Yeah, I'm curious of what that looks like. It's a drink. How
do you deconstruct it?
Yeah.
If they give me 3 glasses and they're like, just pour all this stuff into one, like, why am I doing all the work?
That's funny.
I will say, as we look at these prices for the most part, and it might not ring so true on the next booth, Festival of the Arts might be the most affordable festival there is as far as items go. You know, we're rarely seeing something over $7.50 to $8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are going to get to El Artista Hambriento, which is the hungry artist in Mexico. As always, they bring new items every single year, every single festival. This year, they have a carne asada, chipotle marinated beef sirloin, grilled queso fresco, Napole salad with queso fresco foam and chicharron dust for $10.50. So more on the expensive side, but it is still snack eligible.
Yes, it is.
So that's one of the times where you think, if I'm getting this, let me use my snack credit for this. Let me pay out of pocket for the dish that's $4.75. They also have a tostada de langosta, which is chilled lobster with chipotle aioli, onions, and mango on a fried corn tortilla with guacamole, shredded cabbage, and hot sauce for $8. Both of these dishes knocked it out of
They did, but you
park.
said hot sauce, and I didn't get
Did not get heat. No,
really
agreed.
heat from that the chilled lobster, the tostada. But I will say, out of both of these, I would say the tostada was my favorite.
100%.
It was so good.
It was my favorite thing we had. It was my favorite thing we had all day.
Really?
Yeah. It was my number one item all day.
Okay.
You're right. Super light, super refreshing. There is diced lobster. And while the lobster flavor isn't crazy, like punch you in the face, like forward fronting, you know that it's there. And the dish as a whole, and we've always said this, we'll talk about Italy in a little bit. Italy usually tries to do too much and it doesn't work. And I think that if Italy simplified, which they did this year, it could be better. I'm wrong. Mexico is like, let's take every flavor that anyone has ever known and put them together, but it works every single time. That is a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right? And then the carne asada, I was super impressed to see a medium rare slice of beef put on my plate, because that doesn't a lot of times happen at a festival like this.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking at appealing to the masses. It's going to be well done.
Right. This
was so good.
Yep.
So good. And that queso fresco. So I love queso fresco. We'll buy it a lot of time. The girls will literally just eat it. They just will sit there and they'll slice a piece off, or we'll crumble it up. Really good on tacos or, like chicken tacos or fajitas or something. I often will take some and I'll take a slice and I'll literally put it in a pan and sear it and melt it. And I'll eat that as like a snack. It's like Mexican fried mozzarella sticks, but it's queso fresco. And that's what they presented to you here. It had a perfect crust on the outside. Like when they were giving us the carne asada, I was watching them pull it off the grill in that booth and slice it to order.
Wow.
Mexico, Craftsman's Courtyard, possibly top 2.
Okay.
Just
they did
amazing.
have a beverage that you got.
They do. So what was the new beverage that I went ahead? This is okay. I will be fair to Italy. We always go back to Italy because it's awful, and we want to tell you that it's continually awful. We always get a margarita from Mexico, and they're generally not good.
No, that's true.
This was weird.
So we got the ruby.
We got the smoky banana bliss margarita.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh. This is 10-to-1 rum. This is a banana puree and lime juice for $15.50.
And mezcal. So we do have mezcal, tequila.
Yep.
I don't know the difference between the two. You know who does know? Guy Fieri.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't taste any banana, which I was sad because I love banana.
It tasted like a not great regular margarita.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
Okay.
I got no banana.
You drank it though.
I did. I always finish it. It's $15.50. It's a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
for a beverage that is 10 ounces, maybe, I think. You know, you can go to a lot of places and you're getting much higher quality, better beverages for this price or less. So, but we continue to do it. Figment's Inspiration Station at the Odyssey. We did not get anything here, but we actually last year we loved the rainbow cake with freeze-dried Skittles, bite-sized candies for $5.50.
Fantastic.
The Figment Premium Popcorn Bucket with rainbow popcorn, limit 2 per person per transaction, mobile order for $30. We did not pick it up simply for the fact that I did not want to carry them around. And I'm going to get one for Olivia as well. I feel bad because we meant to go back to EPCOT today, and we chose not to last minute. Some things changed, and we ended up at Hollywood Studios. But we think we're going to be back in Disney on Thursday, to be determined. And hopefully we have something very cool to tell everyone and show everyone. But we did not get it, but I want it so bad. It's beautiful.
Is it?
It is.
Why?
It's the Imagination Pavilion, and inside is Figment, and it lights up, Rhonda. It lights up.
Yeah,
you turn it on and it lights up.
It looks
and
kind
I want it. I have to have it.
Cheesy to me.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think Greg, we were listening to the live podcast show today, and Greg, I think you were sleeping.
I don't love it.
But Greg said the clear part of the Imagination Pavilion looks like the Lego windows.
Oh my God, that so does.
It kind of looks like it's made out of Lego.
Yeah.
You know what's coming to Lego March 1st?
What?
Stitch. A Stitch holding an ice cream cone built completely out of Legos. I'm getting it. That's what I might try and save my Christmas gift card from your parents. As long as we can get it at the Lego store, because I can't use a Disney gift card online at Lego. But I could get it at the Lego store. So, all right. Let's move on to Goshiki in Japan. They have their sushi donut that we have loved year after year. They do have an Ichigo Mochi Defuku that Allie got for $6.75. It has a sweet azuki bean paste in it.
I did not taste it.
I just, when she showed it to me after she had bit into it, it just looked like Mexican refried beans inside.
No, black bean.
Black beans,
it looked like black bean
gross.
paste or something.
I don't think she hated it, but I don't think she loved it.
No, I think she really liked it.
She liked it?
Yeah.
I like the mochi like we've gotten from Publix that's like nice
I like
and
the
sweet.
ice cream mochi.
Yeah. You know what we should do?
I
We should
like
get some
the
after this.
Okay. I like the outside of the buns and stuff for the mochi.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Speaking of buns, what is the new item this year?
They have a Wagyu bun, steamed bun filled with American Wagyu beef.
In Japan.
Served with green sauce for $9.75.
This is an awfully priced item. This should not be $9.75. They're
throwing
Wagyu. It's a good size, but they're throwing Wagyu in there and upcharging you. This should be $6.75.
Yeah, it's ground beef.
It's ground beef. Yeah,
it's good.
It tastes good, but it's not Wagyu. It's not. It really tastes like, and I don't. I'm not a Japanese cuisine like professional, but I understand it's an steamed bun, which is very Japanese, but I get nothing from Japanese flavors that I would traditionally think about with this dish at all. And again, I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth $9.75, and I get it's the same ground beef Wagyu that was in the bowl from Food and Wine that was new.
Okay.
And again, we didn't hate it. We enjoyed it. I got nothing that said Wagyu. I got nothing that was like over the top. I got nothing. It doesn't have a ton of flavor. The sauce is good. There needs to be more of it.
Yeah.
But it could even use something as simple as a dash of soy sauce or a hoisin. Actually, I think a hoisin would be really, really good with this. So for me personally, I think your $9.75 is spent better elsewhere.
Okay.
What did we add to our collection? Which I actually now realize this was our fifth year, our fifth time.
Yeah. So what is the names on them?
So we're talking about the sake that comes in the personalized wooden cup for $14.50.
Yep.
I know that we have a Jerry, which was supposed to be Jeremy. We have a Jeremy. We have a Main Street Magic. I don't know what the fourth one is, but this year we got Rhonda. So they actually write in Japanese on your personalized wooden cup in a Sharpie, whatever name you want to put on there. What I like this year, normally they actually serve the sake inside of the wooden cup.
Yes.
And it's square. It's very hard to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sake soaks into the wood, and it's just, this year they gave you inside of the wooden cup a separate small plastic cup that included the sake.
Yep.
I really like this sake a lot. It's cold. I prefer cold sake over warm sake. I think it's really good, and it's just something we like to get every time. Do we get another one this year? We add the kids. Let's get Stitch on the next one.
Okay.
Stitch, you want one, buddy?
He's sleeping.
He is. All right. Gourmet Landscapes. We stopped at for Rhonda's favorite dish, I think. They do have the bone marrow back this year.
They do.
And we didn't get it this year. We've enjoyed it in the past. It looked big. The one we saw this year was a big piece of bone, a lot of marrow. They're giving you little what'd you call them? Oh my gosh. Little toasted bread pieces. Yeah, crostinis. Little crostinis to spread it on. Super good. They do have new this year, and I bet Lucy would like this because she loves beets.
She does.
It is a verjus roasted beets with goat cheese, petite lettuce, blackberry gastrique, and spiced pecans for $5.50. But what are you going for here?
I like
every time?
Goat cheese too. So
I do too. I would like to
good.
try this. I'm not huge on beets, but I would do this because of the goat cheese.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, they have the wild mushroom risotto with truffle shavings and Zinfandel reduction. This is plant-based item.
One of the very few
$9.75.
plant-based items. I saw folks on Facebook complaining earlier at the lack of plant-based. These menus are very meat forward.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know that there's a single plant-based substitute for meat here. Like usually there's Impossible,
that's right?
Right? Impossible brand stuff.
Right.
This is one of the very few plant-based items. So I'm sorry, folks.
That's gonna be sad.
Yeah.
It's amazing as always. Sometimes you get, I guess, what you could call the bottom of the barrel, or one that just didn't the risotto didn't cook just quite 100% correct, but the flavors are still so there, and the flavors outweigh getting a couple of crunchy risotto pieces. It's so good. I love it. Yeah. I love it, and I will get it almost every time I'd go, possibly. You weren't too happy because of there's a lot of... It
was very mushroom heavy this year, and into the fact that there were big chunks of mushroom. Whereas I swear in the past, it has had that slight earthiness flavor, but has not been so mushroom heavy, and I've really loved it in the past. I took one bite this year. I just didn't, but I could tell that the flavors were legit and powerful.
Yeah, but this also might have just been one with a lot of mushrooms. Like, you never know.
And again, let's just say it's a little bit of the bottom of the barrel, and the mushrooms have settled.
Yeah.
Definitely possible. One of the things I actually had in the past, I saw and I was like, well, I'm not going to get it now, but is a frozen Scotch cocktail. So this is Scotch and herbal tea garnished with a chocolate nail for $15.50. And then as I started thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I had this last year and I enjoyed it. Now this weekend it was cool. It was cold.
It was cold.
So I was like, I don't think I would have gotten a frozen drink anyway, but just decided not to get it. Let's move on to France and l'art de la cuisine française. This is a lot of new items. The one thing they do have that returned that we always love is the warm, creamy brie in a house-made bread bowl for $9.95.
So good.
This is delicious. Again, smells like feet, tastes like heaven. So this year they have brought a lot of salmon.
Yes, they have.
They've got a cold salmon mousse with smoked salmon, dill, and flaxseed biscuit for $7.95. Then they've got a puff pastry. This one's hot with salmon and spinach and a Chardonnay shallot sauce. Or you can get, that's $7.95. Or you can get both of them for $14.75. We did not try this. The words fish and mousse, I don't believe should go together. But talking to John, he said which one do you think would be better? And I said the warm one. And he said shockingly it was not. He actually liked the cold fish mousse better than the warm one, and it sounds like that's kind of been a consensus among other folks.
So weird.
Would you try this when we go back?
I mean, I guess. Sure.
It just fish mousse.
It just sounds bad.
Yeah.
It does not sound appetizing. And I mean, for nothing. Excuse me. It didn't look appetizing.
No, not at all.
It looked like something we feed our cats.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure that what we buy from Fancy Feast says that it's salmon mousse with smoked salmon, dill, and flaxseed biscuit. I'm pretty sure it's right on the outside of the label. Do you remember what was the dish that they literally served in the cat food can? Do you remember that?
Yes.
It was a clear. It was a cat food can. It even had a top.
Yeah.
It looked like it had a pop top on it.
It did.
And it's not like it was the size of a can. It was the size of an inch thick cat food can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they had the audacity to serve us cat food in a cat food can that one year. All right, let's move on to Italy.
They do have new beverages.
Oh, they actually do. We did not get any. They have elderflower was heavy this year. They have an elderflower liqueur cocktail with Saint Germain liqueur, sparkling wine, and mint. That sounds super refreshing.
I would like to try that.
We'll do that next time. But they always have the frozen French martini with the Grey Goose vodka, Chambord. We love Chambord, a raspberry liqueur, pineapple, orange, and grape juices with a lemon lime foam for $15.25. Let's move on to L'Art des Menageries with Italy. They do have from last year the mozzarella fritta, which is flash fried breaded fresh mozzarella with an artist palette condiments for $8.50. Then they have a congile rapine, which is baked stuffed concile pasta with beef, ricotta, peas, pomodoro, and creamy sauce, $9.50. Again, new this year. They also have a chocolate cheesecake and whipped cream dessert that's new for $8. We did not have that. Let's start with the mozzarella, which is beautifully presented. I will give them that.
Super cute.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna hope that's why it was. It was fried great. It was crispy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the breading, the flavoring was good.
But the
inside, it's a giant mozzarella stick.
But the
basically.
inside, and then like when you tried to pull it, like it kind of seemed like it kind of got cold and froze back to almost congealed. It wasn't bad. It was just sad.
Yeah.
But
that's the new motto of Italy. It wasn't bad, just sad.
The baked stuffed shells were sad. It wasn't bad, but there was it was just food. It wasn't like really good.
Not bad, just sad. It's food. That is the new motto of Italy.
It was.
I know.
What
was up with that filling? It was so overworked that
I didn't know what it was.
It was like a meat paste, basically at that point.
It was just plain, and it wasn't.
The pasta was cooked well. It was al dente.
Pasta was good.
Jarred sauce, jarred pomodoro sauce, and this meat filling with pea, and then the peas were whole.
Yeah.
It makes no sense why they can't get this right. And we will continue to dine at it every time so that we can bring it to you.
But they did have a good cocktail that was new.
Very good.
It is an elderflower sparkling cocktail, mint-infused elderflower liqueur, Prosecco, and a sparkling blood orange for $15.
That was delicious.
That was very, very good.
I like
Fantastic.
that a lot. It's like a champagne flute glass, so it is a small portion.
Yep.
But we all loved it. We thought it was outstanding. All right, let's move on to the Painted Panda in China. They have a General Tso's chicken for $10.75. We've always enjoyed the char siu pork bun for $8.50. And then new this year for some reason is sesame balls with red bean paste for $7.25.
Yep. It looked pretty.
There
was 2 balls, right?
3.
3?
I believe there were 3. Yeah.
On a
little bit smaller than a golf ball size. Smothered in the outside with sesame seeds.
Smothered.
Yeah. Smothered. They were covered.
Completely.
Covered. Yeah, completely smothered.
Yeah.
Smothered and covered.
And it was weird.
It was. It just was like
the sesames tasted toasted, but almost too toasted for me. It was weird. The red bean paste inside wasn't really sweet. It was just the sesame's overpowered.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was weird because I took a bite and I ate it, and then it was kind of like, I kind of want another bite though.
Really?
Because of the way they tasted. Like, it was almost like an aftertaste that I was like, okay, it's not.
Okay.
But we did throw it away.
Yeah. And to me, it was like they were coming up with this, and someone said, do you want this sweet or do you want this savory? And they said, I don't care. And they were like, okay, I guess I'll kind of make it both. Like, it
wasn't real sweet, though.
But it wasn't savory either. It was so confusing to the brain and the palate.
Yeah.
Like, it really seemed like they didn't know what they were trying to accomplish.
And it looked like it was going to be sweet because it was like a strawberry sauce.
Yeah, like a puree strawberry sauce on the plate.
It was pretty.
Yeah, it just
But not enough to like scoop and eat it with it.
Yep. Same going back to the Wagyu beef bun. I wish there had been more sauce, and maybe it could have saved this dish. But
yeah.
It cannot recommend it in good faith.
No.
All right. What we can recommend.
Are
and,
two drinks.
And they kill it. They kill it every year. I'm going to start with the Butterfly Blue, right?
Yep.
The Butterfly Pea Flower Infused Cocktail with vodka, light rum, lychee syrup, and magic boba pearls. New this year for $13.75. What China always does really well is they mix the cocktail in front of you.
Yes.
Like you know, a lot of these are either pre-mixed or you don't get to see them make them. And I'll be honest, when you're spending $13 to $15 on an alcoholic beverage, you want there to be alcohol in it, right?
Yeah.
You're getting that with this. You watch them pour the alcohol right in front of you, and you can say, all right, that's worth my $13.75.
Yep.
I loved this.
I did too. And the magic boba pearls were the chewy ones.
Yeah.
They were the clear chewy ones, which were fantastic. I really liked, and I like to eat them a lot.
Yeah.
They were awesome. I really enjoyed this drink. And this was last year. I got this last year. Allie got it. It is the Silk River hard lemonade with vodka, lavender, coconut syrup, and lemonade for $13.75. It is pink, it is sparkly, and it is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It is fantastic.
Same thing when you go to the Butterfly Blue, because it is this layer. So on the bottom is like clear, but it moves up to this beautiful blue purple color that starts to like come down into the rest of it. And it's really like just art in front of your face. When you're making artful drinks, that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Like the food, that's one thing. That's a little bit easier maybe. But when you have beautiful drinks like this, absolutely love it. All right, at Pastoral Palate, which is over in Germany, we have enjoyed this last year as the red wine braised beef short rib with a parsnip puree, which when we learned that we like parsnips and puree.
Yep.
Like it's a great alternative to like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Basically, it's got a broccolini, baby tomatoes, and a balsamic glaze for $8.75. This beef short rib is super tender. It is super flavorful with that balsamic glaze and all. They also have a Black Forest cake with Morello cherries and chantilly cream for $4.75 over there as well. Over at Pop Eats, we've got the tomato soup with grilled cheese, part of the Wonderful Walk. That is $5.75. Then there's a tomato soup with pimento cheese, bacon, and fried green tomato grilled cheese, Wonderful Walk for $6.50. New this year, although we did not get it, was the Rock the Dots white chocolate and orange mousse with vanilla bean chiffon cake for $5.25. We went ahead and got the tomato soup with pimento cheese, bacon, and fried green tomato grilled cheese. What did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was fine. I don't think you did as much as I did.
I didn't love the sandwich as much this year for some reason. I don't know why. The tomato soup
so good.
is outstanding. It's some of my favorite. Oh, you know what we should do after this is make tomato soup. This tomato soup is
We have
so
tomatoes.
Good. We actually do. And I don't
Anyways.
know what we're going to do with them. I will inquire about making tomato soup. We also have 5 pounds of taco meat left over from Kaylin's nacho bar Friday night for her birthday. So but we could look at that. That sounds good.
It does. Because it's cold. It was cold last night. It was great. It was hot.
We don't have keto bread, but I do have keto tortillas. We could do it with a little side of like just a straight cheese quesadilla as like our grilled cheese.
Okay.
And I could maybe even get a little fancy if something in that. Okay, that one we might actually do, folks. We'll see. We'll see because we got the rest of the night off Well, I don't. I have to edit another podcast, but that's okay. All right. I don't know what it was this year. There was something to me about the texture.
I thought it was good.
Of the interior of the sandwich that I didn't love this year, but I remember loving it last year.
So we should have just gotten the plain grilled cheese.
Next time I would just, and I actually do wish that they had just a serving of tomato soup, and maybe it's a larger serving, like a bowl.
I just started to say it's probably because, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but it's so cheap.
It's so
that
tiny.
They can't sell it.
But I bet, all right, we're talking $5.75. You could sell a larger portion of just the tomato soup for $4.75.
I wonder.
I think you're still making money.
If you could go. And can I get the tomato soup with grilled cheese? But I don't want the grilled cheese.
Just another tomato soup.
Can I get 2 tomato soups?
Probably not. I don't know.
You could ask.
All right, let's move on to a Tangerine Cafe, Flavors of the Medina in Morocco. We have always loved the Moroccan spiced lamb kebab for $6.25. Always been good in the past. And we love the stone-baked Moroccan bread with the hummus, tremoula, and zoug dips, which is plant-based for $5. They are wood-firing that Moroccan bread right in front of you, and it's outstanding.
Yeah.
We did not go very dessert-heavy this trip. We just didn't really want a lot of sweets, but they do have a new chocolate cake with pomegranate mousse and pomegranate whipped cream, which sounds super intriguing to me. Chocolate and pomegranate? That sounds really, really good. All right, let's move on to Vibrante and Vivito, the Encanto style booth. They have a passion fruit filled mango cheesecake with coconut pineapple cake, dragon fruit gelee, and dragon fruit strawberry sauce. That's new for $5. While we did not get that, we did get, I think this item only falls second to when America used to have the lobster rolls for Food and Wine. And I would eat so many of them every single year.
Yes, you would.
That is the chorizo and potato empanada with turmeric aioli and a natto aioli. This is part of the Wonderful Walk for $6.75. I absolutely love this thing. It is 100% my favorite Festival of the Arts dish.
Oh.
You didn't eat any of it? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't want it.
So good.
It's fine.
So
you ate the entire thing.
So good. If you've never had turmeric, this is the time to try it. And turmeric's very good for you. It's good for inflammation.
It looks like mustard.
It looks like mustard. It is not, but it's got that orangish yellow color to it.
It's yellow.
I need to get back. I used to take turmeric every day because it's very good for inflammation. And I have lots of inflammation due to my psoriasis, and it could greatly help that. But this is such a good dish. I didn't look to see, and I mentioned it to you at some point, that they used to be the only one that opened early for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a breakfast empanada last year. So we need to check out and see if they're still doing that year. It's not on the main menu, but I think it was bacon, egg, and cheese in the empanada. Why are more places not doing breakfast empanadas? It was so stinking good. All right. That is going to cover us outside of Joffrey's Tea and Company and some of those things. They do have a new funnel cake this year in American Adventure. It is a crazy chocolate funnel cake sandwich. It is mini funnel cake sandwich with vanilla ice cream, rainbow whipped cream, strawberry sauce, powdered sugar, and sprinkles. New this year for $12.
We were supposed to get it. We walked past it like 2 or 3 times. Supposed to get it, and we didn't. But I'm fine with it.
But good news, I think we have 2 trips coming in the next 2 weeks. We are going to be there in 2 weeks with Chuck and Amy. It'll be their only Festival of the Arts trip, so we will get a lot more information during that trip, and we can come back to you with some of the things that maybe we missed. We can do some repeat items from years past. And then, yeah, stay tuned. We hope that we're going to come at you with the trip this Thursday and Friday. Just waiting on a few things to come through, and then we'll let you know all about that. But thank you all for listening, following along. How did you feel overall about Festival of the Arts this year?
It was great.
Yeah.
Always is.
I really
Always
do love
enjoy it.
Yep. What I love, and I know I've already mentioned earlier, like they're continuing to do more and more. The food has gotten better year after year after year. I would like to see more new items, but when you only have a limited number of booths, this is the smallest festival. I get it. They're not putting a ton into this one, even though I do think it's improving year after year. So, you know what I would actually love to see come back, but during this festival? Party of the Senses.
Yeah.
I think it would fit so well with this festival and make it all about the art and make it all about, the food and the drink and the way that they pair together. I miss Party. I want Party of the Senses to come back so bad, but I don't because I know what it costs, and then we have to spend that money on it. That's my only thing about it. But thank you all so much for listening. If you make it out to Festival of the Arts this year, please let us know what you think, what your best of fest dishes and drinks are. Of course, if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And both Rhonda and I, and Stitch here in her lap, which, by the way, we came back with 3 new Stitch items.
We did.
Ears, Stitch climbing the Eiffel Tower, most random thing ever, and the plush, the plush Valentine's Stitch as well. So anyway, we would be super thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review
because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.